said, "You're not entering this gate." The guard's voice boomed as Marcus slammed his fist on the car horn. "Do you know who I am? This is my house," he shouted, Sienna shrinking in the passenger seat beside him. But what Marcus didn't know was that his wife Amara had been watching his every move for 6 months, and she was about to appear with evidence that would destroy him. Before we continue, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our dramatic stories. And to my loyal family who've been rocking with us, drop a comment below and tell me where you are watching from. The afternoon sun beat down on Marcus's silver Mercedes as it idled outside the compound gate. Just 3 hours ago, he'd been laughing with Sienna on a pristine beach, her head on his shoulder, both of them sun-drunk and careless. The 10-day vacation had been perfect. Stolen kisses, expensive wine, and the sweet freedom of a man who thought he'd gotten away with everything. Now, staring at 4 imposing guards blocking his entrance, that freedom evaporated like morning mist. "There must be some mistake," Marcus said, forcing calm into his voice. He rolled down the window further, flashing the smile that usually got him whatever he wanted. "I'm Marcus Okonkwo. I live here. This is my home." The tallest guard, a man with shoulders like boulders and eyes like flint, stepped forward. His name tag read, Devon. He didn't smile back. "We have our orders, sir. Mrs. Amara Okonkwo has instructed us that you are not permitted entry to this property." Marcus's laugh came out sharp and ugly. "Mrs. Amara?" He shook his head. "That's my wife. She doesn't give orders about my own house. Sir, I suggest you contact Mrs. Okonkwo directly." Devon's voice remained professional, but his stance didn't shift. Behind him, the other 3 guards, Kingston, Raphael, and Isaiah, stood like statues, their presence a wall of muscle and authority. In the passenger seat, Sienna grabbed Marcus's arm. "Baby, maybe we should just go to a hotel. We can sort this out tomorrow." Her voice trembled. This wasn't how their romantic getaway was supposed to end. "No," Marcus snapped, shaking her off. He thrust the car into park and stepped out, his Italian loafers crunching on the gravel drive. "I'm not going anywhere. This is some kind of joke." But it wasn't a joke. The guards remained unmoved as Marcus approached the gate, his finger jabbing the air. "Do you know who I am? I'm the CEO of Okonkwo Enterprises. I built this house. Every brick, every—" "Sir, step back, please," Kingston interrupted, his hand rising in warning. By now, neighbors had begun to gather. Old Mrs. Adiemi from next door peered over her fence. The Okoro family slowed their evening walk to watch. Phones came out, and Marcus felt the first real spike of fear pierce his anger. This was becoming a spectacle. "I'm calling the police." Marcus fumbled for his phone. "This is illegal detention. You can't keep me from my own property." "You're free to call anyone you'd like," Devon said calmly. "We're simply following the property owner's instructions." "I'm the property owner." "No, sir." Raphael, the 3rd guard, spoke for the first time. He pulled out a tablet, tapped the screen, and turned it toward Marcus. "According to the land registry documents, this property is registered to Mrs. Amara Okonkwo. Sole ownership, inherited from her late father, Chief Adebayo." The blood drained from Marcus's face. That couldn't be right. He'd always told people this was his house, his achievement. Amara she just nodded along, played the dutiful wife, hadn't she? His fingers shook as he dialed Amara's number. It rang once, twice, 3 times, then voicemail. "Amara," he barked into the phone. "What kind of game is this? Call off these thugs you've hired and let me into my house right now. I don't know what you think you're doing, but..." "But what, Marcus?" The voice came from behind him, soft and clear as a bell. Marcus spun around and his mouth fell open. A sleek black Range Rover had pulled up silently. The driver's door opened, and out stepped a woman who looked like Amara, but not the Amara he'd left behind 10 days ago. This Amara wore a tailored burgundy pantsuit that hugged her curves with elegant precision. Her natural hair, which she'd always worn simply, was now styled in gorgeous braids that cascaded down her back, adorned with gold cuffs. Her makeup was flawless, her heels expensive, her posture radiating a confidence Marcus had never seen in his wife of 7 years. But it was her eyes that stopped him cold. They weren't angry. They weren't hurt. They were calm, calculating, and utterly in control. "Hello? Hello, Marcus?" Amara said, walking toward him with measured steps. Her gaze slid to the car, to Sienna's horrified face pressed against the window. "And hello, Sienna. Welcome back from your vacation. I hope the coastal resort was lovely this time of year. Marcus felt the ground tilt beneath him. You know? Amara's smile was small and devastating. Oh, Marcus, I know everything. The neighbors pressed closer. Sienna remained frozen in the car. The 4 guards stood like sentinels. And Amara reached into her designer bag, pulling out a thick manila folder. We need to talk, she said, her voice carrying across the suddenly silent street. But not inside. You see, you're not welcome in that house anymore. You haven't been for quite some time. I've just been waiting for the right moment to tell you. She held up the folder, and Marcus saw his company's logo stamped across it. While you were busy playing house with her, Amara continued, her voice steady as stone, I've been busy too, meeting with lawyers, with accountants, with investigators. And Marcus? She stepped closer, close enough that only he could hear her next words. You should have read our prenup more carefully. You should have remembered whose family built the business you claim as yours. And you definitely should have known better than to underestimate a woman who loved you enough to stay quiet while she planned your reckoning. Marcus stared at the folder in Amara's hands like it was a serpent ready to strike. Around them, the crowd had swelled. More neighbors emerged from their houses, drawn by the drama unfolding at the Okonkwo gate. Someone was recording on their phone. Amara, let's discuss this inside, Marcus said, his voice dropping to what he thought was a reasonable tone. Privately, like adults. Adults? Amara's laugh was cold and musical. Marcus, adults don't lie about business trips while vacationing with their mistresses. Adults don't sneak around for months thinking their wives are too stupid to notice. She opened the folder calmly, as if she were presenting a quarterly report. Let me paint you a picture of my last 6 months. January 15th, you told me you were in Abuja for a conference. You were actually at Lamer Resort with a woman named Tracy. February 23rd. Stop! Marcus lunged forward, but Devon stepped between them instantly, his hand raised. I have receipts, Marcus. Hotel bookings under your company card. The one you thought I didn't have access to. Text messages. Photos. Amara's voice never rose, never wavered. Sienna isn't even the first this year. She's the third. Inside the Mercedes, Sienna let out a sharp gasp. She fumbled for the handle and nearly tripped as she staggered onto the driveway. Third, she cried. Marcus, you told me your wife left you. You said you were divorced. Amara turned toward her, a flicker crossing her gaze, not quite compassion, but close. Sienna, I am very much still married to this man, and until recently, we were very much still sharing the same bed. Sienna clapped a hand over her mouth. Her eyes darted between Marcus and Amara as the truth crashed down on her. Oh my God, I didn't know. He showed me divorce papers. He said, They were forged, Amara replied calmly. Marcus has developed a talent for falsifying documents. Which brings us to the real matter. She faced her husband and removed a stack of papers from her folder. Would you like to explain what you've been doing at Okonkwo Enterprises, or shall I? Marcus's face drained of color. You're bluffing. Am I? Amara passed the first document to Devon, who raised it so Marcus could see. Fake invoices. Shell companies billing us for services that never existed. Funds redirected to offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands. She produced another page. $300,000 over 18 months. Did you truly believe our accountant wouldn't catch it? That's our family business, Marcus protested. Your father left it to both of us. No. Amara cut in sharply. My father left it to me. You were given a management role because you were my husband, because I trusted you. She paused. Trusted. Loved. Both past tense. From next door, Mrs. Adeyemi called out, Amara, is this true? He's been stealing? Amara nodded. For more than a year. He started small, then grew reckless. She displayed more documents. He also took out loans using company assets without approval, forged my signature, and even attempted to remortgage this house, my inheritance, without telling me. Marcus staggered back against his car. The house, you said it was ours. You let me think. I allowed you to believe many things, Amara replied quietly. I let you feel powerful, respected, like the ruler of your home. I did that out of love, out of tradition. But while you were betraying me, I was preparing. She stepped closer. Marcus couldn't meet her eyes. I educated myself. I hired real lawyers, not your drinking buddy from the club. I brought in an independent accountant. I contacted the other women, Tracy and Jennifer. Yes, Marcus, I spoke to them. We compared stories. We built a timeline. Her smile was razor thin. You weren't just unfaithful to me. You were lying to all of them. Poor Sienna thought she was special, didn't you? Sienna was sobbing now, mascara streaking down her face. Amara pulled out one last document. This is the divorce petition, not the one where you walk away with half of everything. This is the kind where you leave with nothing but the results of your actions. Marcus snarled, finding his voice. You can't do this. I'll fight you. With what? Amara snapped, fire finally breaking through her calm. The accounts you stole from? Frozen yesterday. The credit cards? Canceled. Your access to company funds? Revoked by emergency board vote this morning. A black SUV rolled slowly onto the street. Two men in dark suits stepped out, badges visible at their belts. Marcus's eyes widened. What did you do? Amara smiled, cold and unyielding. I stopped being silent. The men approached. Marcus Okonkwo? The taller one asked. Detective Obi, Financial Crimes Unit. This is Detective Chukwu. We need to ask you a few questions. The street fell silent. Even the children nearby had stopped moving. Financial crimes? Marcus stammered. This is madness. Amara, you reported your own husband. Former husband, she corrected. The filing was completed this morning, and yes, I reported the theft. I wasn't going to let you destroy my father's legacy. Detective Obi opened his notebook. We've received evidence of fraud, forgery, and misappropriation of funds. You'll need to come with us. I want my lawyer. That's your right, Detective Chukwu replied. But we have a warrant to seize your financial records and electronic devices. Sienna edged away from Marcus, horror written across her face. You said you were successful. You said you'd take care of me. I quit my job for you. I moved here for you. Amara turned to her, genuine sympathy softening her expression. How old are you, Sienna? 24. And he told you he was divorced and ready to marry? Sienna nodded through tears. He told the others the same thing, Amara said gently. You're not the villain here. You're another casualty. But you need to walk away now, or you'll sink with him. Marcus erupted. How dare you poison everyone against me? Poison. Amara laughed incredulously. You stole, cheated, forged documents, and I'm manipulative because I documented it? She faced the gathered neighbors. My father, Chief Adebayo, built Okonkwo Enterprises from nothing. 30 years of work. When he died, he left it to me. I was grieving and traditional, so I handed control to my husband. Her voice grew firm. He repaid that trust with fake vendors, secret bonuses, unauthorized loans, $300,000. That's what my marriage meant to him. Shame, Mrs. Adeyemi exclaimed. We stand with you, Amara, Mr. Okoro called. Marcus looked around, watching his image crumble. You don't understand. Business is expensive. Like the beachfront condo, Detective Obi interjected, purchased last month in Sienna's name? Sienna froze. What? $200,000, Detective Chukwu added. Your name on the deed, his money funding it. A classic laundering method. Sienna shook her head violently. He said it was a gift. If you cooperate, you won't be charged, Detective Obi said. Amara reached into her folder again and removed photographs. These came from your laptop, Marcus. Password protected, but our anniversary made a poor password. The images showed spreadsheets, emails, financial records. Marcus lunged, but Devon restrained him. There's also evidence of tax evasion, Amara added calmly. I forwarded copies to the Revenue Service. Marcus sagged. Why are you doing this? What changed you? Amara stepped close. I woke up. Jennifer contacted me 6 months ago, then Tracy. We talked. We compared everything. Same lies, same promises, same routines. She straightened. We supported each other. I healed, and then I acted. The crowd murmured approval. Someone began to clap, and others followed. Marcus lifted his head, desperation twisting into fury. You think you've won? You think this is finished? He turned toward Devon. Tell her, he shouted. Tell her what I offered you. Devon's expression didn't change, but Amara noticed Kingston and Raphael exchange a glance. Tell her how I tried to pay you to let me in, how I offered you $50,000 each to walk away. Marcus's laugh was manic now. You think your wife is so smart? I've been planning too. I have contingencies. You have nothing, Devon said quietly. Because the moment you tried to bribe me, I reported it to Mrs. Okonkwo. We've been recording every conversation, Marcus, and every threat, every offer. It's all evidence now. Marcus's face went purple. He jerked free from Devon and charged at Amara, hands outstretched. What happened next occurred in seconds, but felt like slow motion. Devon moved like lightning, intercepting Marcus before he'd taken 3 steps. In one smooth motion, the guard had Marcus's arm twisted behind his back, forcing him to his knees on the gravel driveway. "Assault," Detective Obi said tiredly, pulling out handcuffs. "That's another charge, Mr. Okonkwo." "I wasn't going to hurt her," Marcus shouted, his voice cracking. I need to talk to her. Amara, please. We can fix this. Marriage counseling, whatever you want." Amara stood perfectly still, her heart hammering but her face composed. "You tried to attack me, Marcus, in front of police, in front of witnesses. Even now, you can't control yourself." Detective Chukwu helped Devon pull Marcus to his feet, while his partner locked the cuffs in place. "Mr. Okonkwo, you're being detained for questioning regarding fraud, embezzlement, and now attempted assault. You have the right to remain silent." "Sienna," Marcus twisted toward his mistress, his eyes wild. Tell them this is crazy. You know me. You know I'm not." But Sienna was backing toward the street, her hands up as if to ward him off. "I don't know you at all," she whispered. "I don't know who you are. You knew enough when I was paying for your rent, your car, your fancy dinners." Marcus's voice turned vicious. "Don't act innocent now, sweetheart. You knew I was married. You just didn't care as long as the money kept coming." The crowd gasped, Sienna's face flushed with shame and anger. "That's not true," she said, her voice trembling. "You told me." She stopped, swallowing hard. "You showed me divorce papers. You said your wife had abandoned you, that she'd run off with someone else. You said you were lonely and broken and just needed someone to believe in you again." She turned to Amara, tears streaming. "I'm not a homewrecker. I thought I was helping him heal. He was so convincing." "He's a professional liar," Amara said, not unkindly. "It's what he does best." "There were others?" Sienna asked. "You said 3? Amara nodded. "Tracy in January and February, Jennifer in March and April, then you starting in May. He cycles through women like seasons." "But he said," Sienna's voice broke, "he said he loved me, that I was different, that we'd get married once the business complications were resolved. He told Jennifer the same thing," Amara said. "Even bought her a ring, cubic zirconia, of course, though he claimed it was a real diamond. She had it appraised after we met, $200 at best." Kingston, one of the guards, spoke up quietly. "Mrs. Okonkwo, should I tell them about the other incident?" Amara looked at him, then nodded. "Go ahead." Kingston addressed the crowd. 3 weeks ago, Mr. Okonkwo approached me in a bar. Didn't know I'd already been hired by Mrs. Okonkwo. He offered me money, a lot of it, to scare his wife, make her think someone was stalking her, breaking into the house. He wanted her to feel unsafe, to depend on him. The crowd erupted in angry muttering. Marcus tried to speak, but Detective Obi cut him off. "Is this true?" the detective asked Kingston. "I have recordings," Kingston said. "Mrs. Okonkwo insisted we document everything. He wanted me to make mysterious phone calls, leave threatening notes. He said it would make her more manageable when he asked for control of the company accounts." Amara's voice was ice. "He wanted to psychologically torture me into giving him complete financial control. Then he planned to divorce me, leave me with nothing, and disappear with whatever he could steal." "That's not. I would never." Marcus struggled against the handcuffs. "You're all lying. You're conspiring against me." "The recordings don't lie," Amara said. "And neither do the documents you left in your office safe, the one you thought I didn't know about." She pulled out more papers. "Divorce papers. Real ones this time, not the fakes you showed Sienna. Filed by you 3 months ago, claiming spousal abandonment, claiming I was mentally unstable, claiming you deserved full control of all marital assets due to my incapacity." She held up a medical document. "You even forged a psychiatrist's signature, claiming I'd been diagnosed with severe depression and paranoia, that I was a danger to myself and the business." The neighbor's angry muttering grew louder. Mrs. Adeyemi shouted, "This man is evil, pure evil." Sienna sank onto the curb, her head in her hands. "I slept with him. I told him I loved him. Oh God, what have I done?" Amara walked over and sat beside her, surprising everyone. "Sienna, look at me." The younger woman raised her red, swollen eyes. "You made a mistake," Amara said quietly, "but you were lied to, manipulated. He's very good at finding vulnerable women and making them feel special. How can you be nice to me?" Sienna sobbed. I'm the other woman. I helped destroy your marriage. My marriage was already destroyed, Amara said. Marcus did that all by himself. You were just the latest prop in his theater of lies. She stood, addressing the crowd. This is what I want everyone to understand. Women aren't the enemy. We're not competing for scraps of male attention. We're fighting the same battle against men who think they can use us and discard us. She looked at Marcus, being held by the detectives. That's why I reached out to his other women. That's why we shared information instead of fighting each other. Together, we're stronger than any lie he could tell. Marcus spat on the ground. You're all crazy. Vindictive. You can't accept that I moved on. Moved on? Amara laughed bitterly. Marcus, you were still sleeping with me while sleeping with them. You moved on without actually leaving. That's not moving on. That's greed. Detective Obi's radio crackled. He stepped away to answer it, then returned with a grim expression. Mr. Okonkwo, we've just received additional information. The Revenue Service has issued a warrant for your arrest on tax evasion charges. And there's something else. He paused, looking at Amara. Ma'am, did you know your husband has a second family? The street went silent. Even Marcus stopped struggling. What? Amara's composure finally cracked. A woman in Port Harcourt. 2 children. He's been sending her money regularly, claiming to be a businessman who travels for work. Detective Obi consulted his notes. She contacted us after seeing your case in our system. Thought it might be the same man. Sienna made a choking sound. The neighbors erupted in shocked exclamations. Marcus's face had gone gray. She's not. It's complicated. Complicated. Amara felt the world tilt. You have children with another woman while married to me? They're not mine, Marcus shouted. She's a liar. She's trying to trap me. Detective Chukwu checked his phone. DNA tests say otherwise. She provided proof. The children are 4 and 2 years old. Amara couldn't breathe. She'd thought she'd prepared for everything, documented every betrayal, armed herself against every lie. But this? Chow Long? Her voice came out barely above a whisper. Amara, don't listen to them, Marcus pleaded. It's lies, all lies. They're trying to destroy me. How long? She screamed at this time, and the crowd flinched. Detective Obi looked at his notes with professional sympathy. According to the woman, Rose Adewale, they've been together for 5 years. She believed he was separated from his wife, you. He told her you were ill and couldn't divorce for religious reasons. 5 years. Their entire marriage had been 7 years total, which meant Marcus had started this other relationship just 2 years after their wedding. Amara felt her carefully constructed composure shatter. Devon appeared at her elbow, steady and grounding. Ma'am, would you like to sit down? No, she said, her voice hard as steel. No, I will stand right here and watch this lying, cheating, stealing excuse for a man face every consequence of what he's done. She turned to the detectives. What happens now? We take him in for questioning, Detective Obi replied. With the evidence you provided, the financial records, recordings, forged signatures, plus tax evasion and possible bigamy. It's not bigamy, Marcus shouted. I never married her. Just got her pregnant twice while married to someone else, Raphael muttered. Detective Chukwu continued calmly. He's facing fraud, embezzlement, forgery, tax evasion, attempted intimidation, and assault. If convicted, he's looking at many years in prison. Good, Amara said. Marcus struggled against the cuffs. Amara, please, I'm still your husband. What about our vows for better or worse? You broke them every day, she replied. You stole from me, cheated on me, tried to have me declared unfit, and you hid another woman and children from me. She stepped closer, her voice deadly quiet. Did you ever love me, Marcus? Or was I just a way into my father's business? For the first time, his shoulders sagged. I loved you. At first. When? She asked. Before or after you counted what I was worth? He said nothing. A car pulled up. Chief Emeka, an elder who had known Amara's father, stepped out, disappointment etched deep into his face. Marcus Okonkwo, the elder said, your father was a good man. He would weep to see what you have become. Chief, Marcus began, but the old man raised his hand. A man who betrays his home betrays his ancestors. A man who steals from his wife steals from his future. He turned to Amara. Your father would be proud of you. You have shown wisdom and strength. Tears stung Amara's eyes. Thank you, Chief. The elder faced the crowd. Let this be a lesson. Lies may run fast, but truth runs long. Mrs. Adiemi called out, "What about the other woman and the children?" "She's cooperating," Detective Obi said. "She didn't know the full truth. As for the children, that will be handled by family court." Sienna stood up. "There's more." All eyes turned to her. "He told me about another bank account," she said, her voice shaking. "In a different name. I have the account number." Detective Chukwu photographed the information. "Very helpful." "There's also a storage unit," she continued. "Unit 247. Documents and valuables." Marcus erupted, shouting, but was dragged back by the guards, and he planned to leave the country. Sienna said softly. "He booked a flight to Venezuela." The detectives exchanged looks. "Flight," Rue said. As Marcus was led away, he twisted toward Amara, hatred burning in his eyes. "You think you've won?" "Mrs. Okonkwo," Isaiah interrupted, stepping forward. "There's something else." Marcus froze. "He tried to pay me to plant drugs in your house," Isaiah said, "to have you arrested and declared unfit." Gasps rippled through the crowd. "Why didn't you do it?" Amara asked. "Because it was wrong," Isaiah said, "and because you didn't deserve it." Marcus collapsed against the officers. He was finished. As the SUV drove away, something shifted inside Amara. She wasn't surviving anymore. She was free. Neighbors offered comfort. Chief Emeka repeated, "Your father would be proud." Sienna stood alone. Amara approached her and held out her hand. "Come inside. We need to talk." Inside, over tea, Sienna asked, "What happens to me now?" "You cooperate fully," Amara said. "You'll be protected." "Why are you helping me?" "Because tearing you down won't heal me," Amara replied. 3 months later, Okonkwo Enterprises thrived under Amara's leadership. Marcus awaited trial. The divorce was final. Tex lit her phone. Sienna had returned to university. Rose thanked her for the trust fund for the children. That evening, the women gathered in Amara's garden, sharing food, laughter, and healing. "To truth," they said. "To freedom." As the sun set, guarded gates standing firm, Amara felt peace. Marcus had taken much, but not her strength. That had always been hers, and she would never forget it again. Power is not who you embarrass. It's who you become after surviving it. I'm glad you made it to the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please go ahead and generously hit that like button and subscribe for more captivating tales like this. We'd love to hear from you. What lessons have you learned from this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next story.